Hi everyone, I'm Mindy Eggen. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to create the most gorgeous scene for you using layered stencils. Now, this card is really going to make you feel like an artist once you finish the project. This video is also a part of a video hop celebrating the latest release from Altenew. I'm going to have all the information down below in the video description relating to that, so be sure to check that out, along with all of the supplies that I'm using today. To be entered into the giveaway, all you need to do is leave a comment on this video, and I would actually love to hear if you love working with layering stencils. So the stencil that I'm going to be using today is from the Painterly Perfection. This is a Craft Your Life project kit. I absolutely love their kits. You can buy these individually on their own, or you can sign up for the subscription. And I would highly recommend the subscription so you don't miss out on these amazing deals. In these kits, you get stamps, dies, stencils, and also an embossing folder. I'm going to be using just the stencil today because it created such a gorgeous landscape. You also have an inspiration guide, and it shows you kind of step by step what each stencil does. So I'm going to make sure to keep that out and have that handy. The back of most of the stencils, or actually about 3 of the stencils, I sprayed pixie spray because some of the trees are pretty thin and I wanted to make sure they didn't move around. So it is a light tack type of adhesive spray that comes off with rubbing alcohol. So after it was dry and it was nice and tacky, I am using a 6x6 piece of white cardstock, and I placed the first layer of the stencil over the top and held that down with satin masking tape. Using the guide as a reference, I'm going to start out with a light green. This happens to be pistachio. It ends up being just a little bit too light for me. I felt like I really had to work to get this color to show. So I will end up coming in with Misty Sage. Stenciling and ink blending are one of my absolute passions, so I like to really take the time and enjoy the process. I don't want to rush it because this is really kind of other than the sentiment, it's the focal point of the card. So I really do kind of take my time, pay attention to the layers, and enjoy building up the scene. So each layer that you place over the top is going to build up this lakefront scene, but if you add more colors to each layer of the stencil, it's also going to make it look like there was more to it than what was originally designed. So I did add probably about 3 colors total in that first layer of the stencil. And then I remove that. I'm moving on to the second layer of the stencil, and I'm still using that same grouping of colors. I think I started out here on the second layer with Misty Sage. Now, sometimes what I'll do is I'll bring in a little bit of a darker color and just add it sporadically, maybe to parts of the grass that I think would be a little bit darker, as for instance, maybe something closer to the water where the water bank might be casting shadows. So just by adding little bits here and there sporadically, you can really add so much more depth and color to your scenes. I find the guide is a great starting point, which is why I was going with the greens. I just changed it. Instead of like the bright greens, I went for more of a mossy green because that's actually what kind of brings me peace, is using something more of a mossy green. But I think these trees would look gorgeous in fall colors. You could do some creative masking and do the grass and the riverbank or the lakefront in some greens, but maybe do the trees with some fall colors, and that would be another stunning look. So here I finished the trees and all of the grass, and now we're going to move on to the water and the sky. I want to have kind of this what do we say, like a Mediterranean type of color to the water. So I'm going to mask off the top portion using some Post-it tape. And then for the first layer of the water, I am using Pool. Now I noticed in the guide that this layer is actually going to be a little bit darker of a color than the next layer of color we're going to add to the water. So you'll see in a moment, but I added Pool there first. And then because I didn't wipe my stencil down very good, my Post-it tape didn't want to stick, so I switched to the satin masking tape. And now I'm adding blueberry ink to this section. This area of the stencil, I looked at that as mountains. So that's why I started with a light blue, then I came in with a little bit darker of a color and added that down towards the bottom again to add that color variation there. Now we'll move on to the next layer of the stencil. Again, I did my masking. This one, I used the lighter shade from that Pool collection. So this is Mint Chalk, I think it's called. And it looks kind of funny at first, but it plays so well into the scene. You may notice throughout my videos, I don't jump around in color families. If I start with one, I kind of work with it as I do my layering stencils, but you can absolutely bring in other colors from other color families in the Altenew Inkline collections. So that layer kind of filled in our clouds. And now I'm going to start bringing in the areas of the stencil that are the sunlight and what's going to be the reflection. So I went with lemon ice. It looks like a lime green on screen, but it is a nice, really kind of bright yellow. And I wanted that there because that's going to be my nice bright sky, but you could also maybe work in a nighttime sky. I'm going to come around again sporadically in some of those areas with mid yellow in my sky and also down in the reflection. And then I wanted to warm it up a little bit. So I did that with caramel toffee. Again, all of these ink collections will be linked down below in the video description. So by adding in just these different colors into the one layer of stencil, we made it look like so much more. And I cannot tell you how happy I was with these results. Now, with that, I really had a hard time trimming this panel down. I don't really make 6x6 cards very often. I probably could have gone to a 5x7, but I really struggled cutting this scene down. So I'm going to have to go ahead and make another one. But what I did is I used one of the nesting dies from that A2 nesting die set, and I trimmed it out. So my panel is essentially 4¼ by 5½. But by using the dies, I was able to really pick out the section that I wanted. Now I'm adding some splatter using the metallic paint. This just adds even more of a magical feel to our background. I'm going to be using a sentiment from actually one of my favorite sets that has some fantastic sentiments to it. I find myself reaching for this one a lot. This is the Happy Blossoms. So I'm stamping the sentiment in obsidian ink down onto white cardstock. I thought about heat embossing in gold to tie in the splatters, but I find that my sentiment gets lost when I do that. So I really like using the obsidian ink. I die cut it out with the coordinating die, and then I also die cut it out from Smoky Quartz Glitter cardstock. I'm going to layer my sentiment over the top, popping it up with thin foam tape, and then offsetting it. I thought by bringing in that smoky quartz, it just added a little bit more of that magical feel to it and helped the sentiment stand out. I popped up the panel onto a side folding card base and then added my sentiment to the front, again using foam tape for both. Now, if this stencil doesn't make you feel like an artist, I don't know what will. It was easy to do with all of the stencils, the ink blending, adding in some of your own colors, and I cannot wait to try this scene again using some fall colors. Don't forget to leave a comment down below to be entered into the giveaway. Check out the video description for the next person in the hop for even more inspiration. Thank you all so much for joining me today, and I'll see you again soon in the next video. Happy crafting!